of his career in Green Bay before being traded to the Jets in 2023. However, when asked yesterday, Rodgers insisted that Sunday is not a revenge game.
I don't have any animosity toward the organization. Obviously, I wish that, things have been better in our last year there, but, I have a great relationship with a lot of people still in that organization. And this is not a revenge game for me. I'm just excited to see some of those guys and be on Sunday Night Football again.
Okay, well, I know that Aaron Rodgers is not going to say it's a revenge game. However, we know he's been there 18 seasons with the Green Bay Packers. So, Cam, are you buying what Aaron Rodgers is selling right now?
Hell no. But because at the end of the day, you have to think about what Aaron Rodgers feels and has felt. So you mean to tell me you didn't think that I still had it? Mm-hmm. Hey, so you chose that over this. I kept my receipts, and I'm coming to cash in. You dig what I'm saying? So, yes, he doesn't want to make it about him. Nevertheless, as the competitor, you have to take certain things personal, and that's what creates that edge. If you don't think Aaron Rodgers is going into this game without saying to himself, oh, I want to show you guys that you were wrong about me. Mm-hmm. It could be love, and like I say, the professionalism in him does not want to make this a distraction about him versus them. It's more about how can I be the best version of myself to show that I'm still that guy.
I don't disagree. Only thing that I would say to y'all is sort of the Jet experience sort of took some of the luster off. Yeah. If he had gone from Green Bay to Pittsburgh looking like he's looking, and then you're going to play against the Packers, that would be different. But to go to New York and to have the experience in New York that he had, it actually added credence to some of the skepticism about him that the Green Bay Packers had at that time. In terms, you got to remember, they weren't talking about him, Cam, just as a thrower of the football. Yeah. They were talking about him wanting more say, wanting to lead, wanting to assist in making decisions. He brought Nathaniel Hackett with him. They were talking about those kind of things. And he kind of proved their point a little bit.
Let me ask you this question.
A little bit.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Looking now at what the Jets were and have been.
Yes. It's not his fault.
Do you blame him?
Yeah,
no, not at all.
So now when you sit up here and you say, hey, RC, hey, I'm bringing you on, bro, like we need you to be you, and you're experiencing these things and you're saying like, no, we have to change. They're 0-7 right now.
Yes.
All right? They're starting quarterback that they thought, and even he said, hey, we're going a different direction. Do you blame him when somebody is really bullish and saying we have to win this type of way and we're not having winning recipes or tendencies to actually win? So I wouldn't put that too much against him. Now, if the Jets was like 6-1, 7-0, yeah, you could consider that. But they're 0 for right now.
Well, I mean, listen, the Aaron Rodgers piece of it is like he's the most petty human we've ever had.
Oh, my goodness.
Like I'm saying,
Aaron Rodgers held it against the San Francisco 49ers for 2 decades that they didn't draft him. Yeah. Right, that he fell to the mid-20s. Like he played with that chip on his shoulders after Super Bowls, after 4 MVPs. He still felt the same way. He doesn't necessarily need a real meaning to being petty, to being upset, to wanting to show up and be the best quarterback on the field. Hell yeah, all of us, when I was in Pittsburgh, every time we played Washington, somebody had to see it. Yes. Right? And when we played the New York Giants and Tom Coughlin was on that sideline after, I know he told me that I couldn't make it in this league. Every hit I made, I looked right at him. Right. Because you remember those things. You feel those things. Those things fuel you. Because if you put your entire life into being one thing, and somebody in particular tells you you are no longer that thing, you want to show them every opportunity you get. And so where it's not Aaron Rodgers versus Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers versus Matt LaFleur, it is Aaron Rodgers going back to a place and playing against a team that told him he no longer was the guy that he believes he was. And I know that has to fuel him in some way.
So which quarterback, Cam, do you trust more in this matchup? Is it Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love?
I'm going with A-Rod.
Yeah.
Now, I trust A-Rod more, but I like Jordan Love's amenities. Amina. Mom Duke's here, so I can't call you.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
But what I
will say is Aaron Rodgers is playing a good brand of ball, right? That's not to say Jordan Love isn't.
Right.
But the way Aaron Rodgers has played, it looks almost vintage A-Rod, making plays outside the pocket. The guys are now understanding them because when you play with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, he's not your prototypical guy for obvious reasons. When he scrambles, he's expecting you to still stay alive and to stay active. Receivers need to understand that. And once you start to play at that type of frequency, now that's when you start to get scared.
Here's where I'm at with it, man. I'm going to go with Love as the answer to this question. By default. Because I don't trust that damn Steelers defense. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with what I see from the Steelers defense. As a matter of fact, I don't even recognize them. You understand? And that's a subject that RC is going to have to explain, okay? Because anybody that talks to him about this stuff, we hate this stuff like that. I'm looking at the Steelers defense. I'm like, who the hell are they? Where Hayward at? Where TJ at? Where's Highsmith at? Where these cats at? Okay, I'm just looking at the Steelers. You're running on them, you're passing on them, they can't get stops. For years, we looked at the Steelers and we said they need a quarterback. Big Ben Roethlisberger the last 2 years, might as well have retired. He's going to Hall of Fame. We appreciate him, but damn it, 2 years too late, okay? Everybody, don't get me started with the names. Okay, Mason Rudolph, Metro Trubisky. I mean, don't get me started, okay? And we finally get Aaron Rodgers, who's balling.
Yeah.
And they look like this? Nah, I don't like it. I'm not happy at all. And as far as I'm concerned, listen, everybody ain't Cincinnati. I get that part. Everybody don't have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But in the same breath, Green Bay is no slouch. They can ball. And Jordan Love can ball. And against this Steelers defense, unless it shows up and remembers who the hell they supposed to be as a franchise, why would I side with Rodgers over Love in this particular matchup? Rodgers ain't got to go against that defense. Love does.
That's what I was going to say. Individually, I trust Aaron Rodgers more because he's proven more. Jordan Love going to have the better game. There ain't no way you watch Joe Flacco last week and say to yourself, this is a defense you can count on. And you're right. They do have future Hall of Famers in T.J. Watt. You have Cam Hayward. You've went out and you've added Patrick Queen, who's played well this season. You got Jalen Ramsey, Hall of Famer. You got Darius Slay. He's been an All-Pro. Joey Porter Jr., a guy that's up and coming in this league to be a #1. And you put that on tape?
Yes.
If I'm Jordan Love, if I'm Josh Jacobs, if I'm Romeo Dobbs, if I'm Matthew Golden, this a week I'm about to get right.
That's right.
I'm calling all the fantasy owners and be like, hey, I got y'all this week.
Slow down.
I said I said fantasy owners. Slow down. You heard me say fantasy owners.
The time cannot be the word. Inside of trading, I'm like, what?
Everybody, hold on.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to go there.
Step away from it. Look at
What I will say is this. If I'm Jordan Love, I'm eating popcorn watching last week's game saying, Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco did that? Say less. Hold my lemonade.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because he should be able to do, egregious work to this dormanted secondary from the Steelers. But I hate to say it like that way because last week we was extremely critical on Jalen Ramsey.
Okay.
The competitor.
He can come back.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
And by the way, everybody ain't Jamar Chase. As a matter of fact, nobody's Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
So he don't have to worry about facing that at against Green Bay this week. But still, it was a lot of tape. But this is...
And
he's part of a lot of that tape.